Dr. Isigoji, former and founding secretary of Ministry of Earth Science. Dr. Shailesh Naik ji, director, NIAS, and former secretary of Ministry of Earth Science. Dr. Elvik Disa ji, former director of CSIR NIO. Dr. Satish Sethi ji, former director of CSIR NIO. Dr. S.W.A. Nakvi ji, former director of CSIR NIO. Dr. Balakrishna Nair, director of Inquest Hyderabad. Dr. K.K.C. Nair ji, Dr. Pankala Rao ji, all our retirees, my dear colleagues and staffs, students, project staff, guests coming from other part of the Goa, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all on this 50th Foundation Day, that is the Diamond Jubilee Foundation Day of CSIR NIO. I am really very pleased today that we have all the personalities who deals with ocean sciences along with our DG. It was very difficult task to get all of them on this occasion, and I am very lucky. I am feeling everybody from this institute and myself, I am feeling very lucky that all of you are here today. The who's who of us are here. From our bottom of our heart, from our institute people also, we are really grateful to all of you to be here, being here and coming to this function. Today we are celebrating the 60th year of the Institute Foundation Day. 59 years before, on this day, 1st January 1966, the seed was sown by all our earlier people, all our respectable people. And today you see the whole tree, the huge tree with many branches, and not many branches actually. The tree of seed from this tree has gone to the different part of the India, and we have the ocean sciences all over originating from this tree, this institution. So this was established in 1966. Actually, there was everybody is aware that in 60s it was almost clear that the Indian Ocean was least studied if you compare to the Bay of Bengal, Atlantic Ocean and Pacific Ocean. So the international community realized this, and they were having a huge program, the International Indian Ocean Expedition during 60 to 65. And within India, it was getting organized under the Indian National Committee on Ocean Research, and the things were taken care by Indian Ocean Expedition Directorate. And the 5 year, lot of work was done. Almost 160 people, 160 scientists from different institutions were participating in that. And at the end, the INCOR, the Indian National Committee on Ocean Research, under the chairmanship of Dr. D.N. Wadia, Professor D.N. Wadia, FRS during that time, they realized that this 160 people expertise should not go in waste, and country needs the premier institution of oceanography, and hence this institute came into existence. They decided to have this, and the committee was anonymous in that. They passed the resolution and it went to the CSIR, and GBCSIR, they ratified it on the May 1965, and hence this institution came into existence in the 1st January 1966 by merging that the Indian Ocean Expedition Directorate and all the different small centers which were having, like Indian Ocean Biological Center, Kochi, and different entities which were there. So they started working during that time, you remember, and with the 5 units, were the Indian Ocean Center of Biology, and then Physical Oceanography at Ernakulam, the Biological Oceanography at Ernakulam, and the main was the Data and Planning Division at Delhi, that Hodgepodge. That was being controlled from Delhi, and Bombay unit, it was not regional center, it was unit during that time, and they started this work. And you will be surprised to know that the budget during that time was only 7 lakh. 7 lakh rupees budget it started. That is fantastic to learn all those things. A lot of work we started, and you know that country we were excited to do this type of work, and it slowly started, and it was decided during that time itself that country will, this premier institution headquarters will be in Goa, and then it will have regional centers like in Cochin, Mumbai, and that time it was also decided to have in Kolkata, but later on it was done in Visakhapatnam. And this center came, this NIO, the center, the unit was not in the beginning, it was not there, it came in 67. 67 unit came, there was a rented apartment in the Miramar, it started from there, and then it was starting, and slowly they started adding, and of course soon they got the land and work was started for the buildings and hostel and quarters, everything. And today you see what it is there. Later on they added the chemical oceanographic division, they added the ocean engineering, marine instrumentation, archaeology, all those things. So slowly it has evolved like that, and you can see the amount of means the evolution. If you see in the beginning, I could get that 31 publication was coming and all those things. The budget was 7 lakh, 8 lakh, 11 lakh, and something like that. And then after 2-3 years, a lot of permanent people were given. With the temporary people were made permanent by CSIR, and hence since then actually we started working. And then in between that all the centers which were there in Ernakulam, they were merged, and they have given the status of regional center, similar to the Mumbai, and the third one came in the Valtier. That time it was now Visakhapatnam. So this is the way it started, the whole work started. And you can see the type of work it started in the beginning. Actually, when I was going through all that, it was so interesting that even they were measuring this temperature slightly. The Ganga water near the mouth of Ganga, temperature was higher north side, and it goes south, it was a little bit lower. You can see that from where it started this type of work. And then they realized that when they were doing work in the Arabian Sea, they realized that upwelling is taking place off coast to Mysore and all those things, and even the Somali basin, very minor upwelling they observed. Similarly, so small work they started, and you can see that in the beginning when we were having no knowledge, anything, they were reporting some phosphorus of Pondicherry very high, or some copper in the coastal region of Goa is very high. So this type of work it started, but then it went into very sustainable study, and you can know some of the important work, like in the beginning when they were doing the mapping the whole biological diversity, mapping of the zooplankton, all those started coming in the form of books and different forms. And then whole biological mapping was done. In the beginning, you see, they were telling that it seems that the Arabian Sea carbon production is more compared to the Bay of Bengal, but later on a lot of systematic study was done, and it was found that Arabian Sea productivity is much more compared to the Bay of Bengal, and it is related to the monsoon, and then it is related to the upwelling, all these things. Then another part, actually the ocean current, our scientists started working, and in the seasonal reversal of wind, and that is related to the seasonal reversal of current. All these things involved, and then a lot of work has been done in terms of means I cannot tell all those things, but if you take biology, whole mapping of phytoplankton, zooplankton, and the benthic, and then similarly if you go the current system, how different water masses are coming to the Indian Ocean from the Southern Ocean, how it is coming, Atlantic deep water, Antarctic bottom water, how many intermediate water, how it is moving. All these things have happened, and then later on the ocean atmosphere interaction, and lot of work in geology, sedimentology, and the connect very well talking about monsoon, the past monsoon, how it has changed, and how it is going to be in future. So a lot of work has been done in this institute, which was the total understanding of the Indian Ocean, if you see, it has come from this institution, and later on, of course, different institutions have participated into that. And then now if you see, you understand a bit of Indian Ocean, but still if you talk about like the chemical oceanography, when they were discussing the oxygen minimum zone, whether it is Arabian Sea or Bay of Bengal, how it is getting generated, what is the role of the water mass which is coming from south, what is the role of productivity? A lot of work has been done and how it is impacting the biogeochemistry at totality. So these things, and then you know the latter part in 80s means when the polymetallic nodule, before that Antarctica program, it started from this institute. In the beginning, the first few expedition was done from this institute, and later on that and this polymetallic nodule work, you know, huge resources have been identified in cobalt crust program. All these things, you know, because of those activity which has been done now, the government has given deep ocean mission which MOS is implementing. So like means several work has been done, and now if you see current scenario now, in the beginning we were knowing that ocean is impacting the climate and monsoon. Now the climate change has taken place, and now we are trying to understand how this climate is impacting, the climate change which has happened, how it is impacting the ocean, whole processes, whole chemistry, all those things, how it is getting impacted, how it is impacting the resources. So this is the current work which we are trying to do. Whole biology, genomic sequences of all the Indian Ocean we are trying to do. So these are some of the big work we have started, and similarly in a deep ocean mission we are contributing significantly, and we are very much, I'm very happy to tell that the Ministry of Earth Science is supporting a lot. We have several projects from the Ministry of Earth Science in the deep ocean mission. Huge support. I think now it is time that we are working in tandem. A lot of coordinated work is being done through Ministry of Earth Science. So means what I want to say that the very humble beginning which we took 60 years before, now we are really doing very advanced research. Still, I have to say that after all those things, still we say that our people say that Indian Ocean is risk study. I think still it is there. I think a lot of work has to be done. If you see, it's such a big country, and we have only few oceanographic institutions. I think few human being manpower is working in this direction. I think a lot of investment had to be do. When you were talking, I think our experts today talk about the blue economy and all those things. See, the blue economy, when we were talking 5 trillion economy, blue economy contribution had to be double digit in Indian economy. I think to do that, I think a lot of work is required, and I think National Institute of Oceanography really geared up for that. We can always do a lot of work in this direction. So I can we can talk so many things, but I think time is not there. I will stop here. But since everybody is here, all the Vispitama and all the people are here, all old directors, the old people, everybody is here. Our DG madam is here. I want to make a request to the Secretary Ministry of Earth Science that since we are working very closely and a lot of otherwise also funding is coming, I think there is a time, this is the time that he should provide a center of excellence in oceanography to this country. So I know we are supporting, but I think if it is made under the Ministry of Earth and Center of Excellence, then everything will be guaranteed. So I request you that for that, and I'm really again very thankful to all of you. I think all of our elder people, all of our senior people, also our dignitaries, Salesh Nag Sahab, he is supporting all the time this institute since beginning, and whenever he was, before that also, whenever he was the chairman, every time he supports a lot. Our Goan Sahab means he very critical, all the things which we analyze very critically, but he supports this institute like anything. And of course, I told the Ministry of Earth Science supporting you. Madam, I think unconditional support she has given always, whatever we say, I think always she has given. And I'm very happy that this year she has given a big mission mode program to develop the deep underwater vehicle. So I'm thankful very much, madam, for all the support which all of you have given. And once again, I welcome you all. Thank you very much for this. And again, once again, I'm very happy foundation to everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your warm welcome and for giving an overview of NIO's activities to the years. In this celebration, we honor a cherished tradition, the lighting of the lamp. This ritual symbolizes the triumph of light over darkness, knowledge over ignorance, and hope over despair. Just as the lamp dispels darkness, our pursuit of knowledge illuminates our path forward. Today, as we light this lamp, we invite wisdom and positive energy into our midst. It is my great honor to invite our distinguished dignitaries on days to perform this auspicious act of lighting of the lamp. Your presence here today adds exploration and progress in ocean science. With this luminous start, let us embark on this remarkable journey together with renewed zeal and optimism. I extend our heartfelt gratitude to our distinguished dignitaries for leading us in this significant moment. We will now have the release of the Institute Jubilee logo, which encompasses the different activities and NIO's accomplishments through the years under the mentorship of CSIR. The yellow color is invigorating. It stimulates mental activity, encourages communication, promotes interaction, and is linked to optimism and enlightenment, representing a sense of hope and joy. The colors orange and green are significant in the context of India's national identity. I request Madam to do us the honor and declare the Jubilee celebration open.
Shall I? Yeah.
and its aim is to celebrate and highlight significant contributions to oceanography, focusing on the activities and discoveries that have shaped our understanding of marine environments through all these years since the inception of NIO. I request MOS Secretary Dr. Ravi Chandran to release the documentary on a diamond legacy of oceanographic excellence. I request the dignitaries to join, please. Indeed, it was a legacy.
I just want to inform that this is done by one of our students. Totally she has done, Natasha she has done, so please.
So we will now have another release. I now request Padma Shri Dr. Goan to release the annual report for the year 2023-2024, which serves as a comprehensive overview of NIO's activities, financial performance, and impact over the fiscal year. We will also have the release of the Institute's brochure, which can serve to highlight key aspects of our organization, including its mission and programs. I request Director, National Institute of Advanced Studies, Dr. Shailesh Naik, to do us the honor. Thank you, sir. Dr. Kalaselvi is known for her significant contributions to the field of electrochemical science. She made history by becoming the first female Director General of the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, India's largest research organization, making a pivotal moment in its 80-year history. Dr. N. Kalaselvi stands out not only for her groundbreaking achievements as a female leader in science, but also for her commitment to advancing electrochemical technologies that are crucial for India's future energy needs. Her vision encompasses driving technological advancements that align with India's goal for sustainable development and innovation across various scientific fields. I invite Madam DG to address this august gathering.
Namaskar, Vanakkam, and pleasant morning to each and every one of you. How are you, NIO family? Yes. All well? Okay, wish you all a very happy new year and a special happy birthday. In my opinion, it's not a belated birthday because instead of 01, now it has become 10. So you were supposed to start it on 01 Jan and we are starting it on 10. It's just reversal. Because when we were actually, NIO is famous for this kind of a reversal, I believe. All these things are very positive reversal. Because when we were just inaugurating one selfie point, I love NIO. So water is coming from the mouth of the fish. So Goan was telling, not many fish lives in water, how come water is coming from the fish's mouth? So I said in NIO, everything is possible. And everything will be reversed. And NIO will make fishes to even recirculate and recycle water. So I said, this is the apex of technology, apex of nanotechnology. So I really take it in that way. You symbolize us that NIO can make many things which look like impossible, but you will make it possible. And therefore, I think I'm really excited, and I feel much more, I would say, strong and confident by looking at the kind of celebrations that are going on in this NIO campus. So in my opinion, what an institute can do in 60 years, you have already shown. And I also wish to inform you one more thing, because all legacy leaders are here. So when I reached here at NIO, I thought that I'm the least educated person in this forum, because everybody knows all of them with the exception of Kalisari, because all the senior leaders. So they were all hugging each other and they were telling 1960, 1970, 1980. So I was just learning. My learning curve really got strengthened after listening to many of you, the great visionary leaders, those who are decorating the front rows as well as the dais of today's function. And I should definitely appreciate Dr. Sunil Singh, the director of NIO, because 3 generations of secretaries are decorating the stage on behalf of MOES, and now I'm feeling that I'm an Indian.
No.
No, meaning is not exactly that way. Meaning is now we have come up with a kind of a new working formula. This formula clearly says that MOES and CSIR, they are not 2 separate entities, but they are really working in 2 different fashions towards the common goal. And that's why this is a great mixture of MOES and CSIR. And we always shake hands together, and we always feel, and we believe each other, we trust each other, and we have more and more confidence on each other. And we also think and plan and we work together with a kind of an objective that MOES and CSIR, if we really join these 2 hands, I think we may be able to make a lot of good noise. So this is what is happening now. So let us make a lot of sound. It is not noise, it is sound. I stand myself corrected. It is not noise, it is a good sound. It's a rhythmic sound. It's a musical sound. Here I think signal to noise ratio will be very less. It is a good sound only. So we are here to sound it again that CSIR has already made up the mind. CSIR is always set up. CSIR is fully triggered that we are joining hands with MOES in your every activity, in your every effort, and let us travel together. And this is one message that NIO has been already spreading it, but I am here to just reconfirm it by making it as a statement here on this very special day. And let us make this a great practice. And I wish to make one observation which I made. I do not know how many of you made that observation. So Sunil started. Sunil was emotionally charged. He was truly excited. So he said today is the 50th foundation day. So I thought that Sunil is not doing it unknowingly, and it is not an emotional word. Within 2 minutes, he said, so this is the 60th year that NIO is celebrating. Meaning is, again Sunil gives one more message. Within 2 minutes, he can really measure the 10 years of NIO's R&D technology landscape.
My God.
So he started with 50 and he ended up with 60. So that is the skill set of Sunil. So I think NIO, you are capable. Why? Because you are able to manage even ocean. Though you humbly say, because he said it's a humble beginning. So it is not very fair leader, he will say 50 years, you said. But we all loved it, especially I loved it. I was just waiting when only Sunil will make it 50 to 60. Within 2 minutes he made 50 or 60. But NIO has quickly progressed. So especially maybe this last 1 decade, 50 to 60, I think the progress has happened so rapidly. He symbolically represented that way. So my good friends, I think we are here to really appreciate each other and to little recall what NIO has done in the past. What is it that NIO is doing and what NIO is supposed to do. So just recalling the past is just to energize ourselves and to just say that what is it that I'm doing is just making a kind of an announcement that yes, I'm not so happy by patting on my own shoulders that that I have done so many things and I'm now going to go on a sleep mode. It is not that way. I'm active. But more importantly, on this particular day, during this celebration, NIO should come up with a kind of a very great, I would call it as a maybe your Diamond Jubilee declaration you can come up with. So you can make it as NIO Diamond Jubilee declaration before today evening. I am giving it as a homework. So you can just prepare 3-4 lines and you can say that this is what NIO will do from now on. So if you just make that kind of a statement and you just photo frame it and just hang it to the prime location, so that every time you look at that particular declaration, you will feel like working towards it. You feel like repurposing your R&Ds, and you will feel like revitalizing whatever you have already committed on this very special. So friends in India, all celebrations, we celebrate. It will have a lot of fun, happiness, jokes, all these handshakings, hugs, everything will be there, but above all, to the end of all celebrations, we will come up with a kind of real take-home message or an important declaration, and therefore I really make it as an appeal to each and every one of you. Take this great opportunity, Visionary Leaders are there. So if you are able to commit in front of these visionary leaders, those who are sitting here and decorating this particular day, I think you will make it as a very, very great commitment, and you will never allow your mind to forget it. And therefore, please take it as one particular point. And when I was just going through this decadal accomplishments of NIO, one name started coming from the third decade itself. So the name started with an Young Scientist Award. Then the name got appeared for Shanshil Bhatnagar Award. Then the name came for all the MOES related, geo-related award. And finally, in the last decade, the name came for Rashtriya Vigyan Puraskar related Vigyan Shri Award also, which is none other than Vallathiji. I have never seen, it's not an exaggerated version, I have never seen any kind of a video wherein one name repeatedly got appeared every 10 years, meaning every decade. So 4 or 5 decades, I can say that he has been ruling the, I would say, oceanography and the marine related sciences in the name of NIO. Big salutes to you, Lakiji. We are so proud. And not only NIO family, we from CSIR family, we really feel very, very proud about your accomplishments. And CSIR will always cherish all the recognitions and all the contributions you made in the name of CSIR and in the name of CSIR. So friends, you need not go to any history. You need not go anywhere else for want of searching for leaders or role models. You are living with a role model. You are sitting with a role model. You are looking at very, very visionary leaders. Today morning actually we were just taking breakfast. So all the 3 visionary leaders were there. I also joined. And at that point of time, Dr. Ravichandran made a very, very important, I would say, remark. So he said that now the government is well set with all kinds of important activities in the form of making announcements as missions. So he said that for all the different phases, now his ministry has already come up with a kind of announcement of missions. So he just said that whether it is water or air or atmosphere, and even for polar region now he is planning. So he is telling, if I am able to announce one mission, polar mission, I think we have completely covered the entire ecosystem of the universe. And therefore now ministries are making it as a great point that what is required on the land, what is required on the water surface, what is required under the marine system, and what is required up to polar regions. So ministries are taking into consideration of the requirements, and accordingly the mission activities are also getting announced. So whenever MOES is coming up with some kind of an announcement, NIO friends, my NIO family, please take it as a point that all the announcements are coming only in favor of you, because you can really celebrate all the missions. You can really give a red carpet welcome to all these announcements, because at the end of the day, you are going to be the great beneficiary. And I want to make this opportunity, make use of this opportunity to extend my heartfelt thanks and gratitude to Dr. Ravichandran, because whenever I talk to Ravichandran, but still I appreciate Ravichandran. Every time I talk, will be ending by telling, sir, I asked you for some kind of a financial support, no? So this is how I will finally conclude 1 year back. But then every time before I call, I will think, will Ravi now pick up the call? Because he knows that the talk is going to either start with or conclude with, sir, will you consider that particular project? So will you consider this kind of a funding? This is how I was going on talking. But Dr. Ravichandran's bandwidth is amazing. Every time I make the call, he picks up the call and he gives a positive response. And not only he gives a positive reply, and he has already demonstrated, even last week also, 1 or 2 projects got sanctioned with the help of MOAs. So big thanks to you on behalf of CSIR. Friends, many times we used to say Government of India funding is not the direct funding. Many times we get direct funding in the name of CSIR, and most of the times we get indirect funding through very many ministries, industries, and through schemes and announcements and the mission projects. And these days, every ministry, every department, we are really working so closely. We treat each other in a very, very friendly way, compassionate way, in a very with lot of understanding. And we understand each other's merit, we appreciate each other. And always we just make it one more time from our end also getting concluded that we are here to appreciate the synergy. When CSIR is appreciating MOAs and vice versa for the capabilities, I think both the parties should make use of the available capabilities and capacities as the foundation, and so that the building could be built up so easily with a strong foundation. So, taking a clue from all the 3 visionary leaders, you can also plan what are the different areas in which you can think and also work in the coming times. The whole country is talking about now technology. Once upon a time we thought that marine means marine travel is only to enjoy or to reach from one place to another place. It was Sir C. Roman, the scientist, his travel across the sea. He was not only traveling, he started thinking why only sky is appearing as blue, why only sea is appearing as blue color, why not green color, brown color, blue, black color, but all the time sky is appearing as blue. So this kind of a thought process, this kind of an idea came to his mind during his marine travel, and finally he came up with a kind of an idea of Roman effect. And we are celebrating in India as the National Science Day, 28th February, by celebrating Dr. Sir C. Roman for his Roman effect. And only that marine travel made that particular thing possible. The second marine travel that had made revolution from my perspective is, it is this expedition, Indian Ocean Expedition. So few people, they just experienced this expedition. So had I been collectively, once the expedition is over, I'll say, okay, hi, bye, goodbye, okay, see you later. We had a good time. I have forgotten. But the team was not that way. They took it very seriously. Now we have understood so many things during this expedition. So this knowledge should not go waste. And whatever we have realized should be given a particular kind of a concept or a shape and an activity in the country, in the independent India. Therefore, this expedition team only suggested that a country like India required an institute like National Institute of Oceanography, and therefore, what and all a marine travel can do, a marine travel can give you, apart from fun, it can give you a scientific revolution, it can give you some kind of an indigenous science effect, and also it can come up with a kind of a huge organization. Now, not only NIO, even MOAS is also working in the same direction. Therefore, travel is not just travel. Similarly, celebrations are not just celebrations. Celebrations are always having greater values. So my NIO friends, I think you are also eager to listen to the technical important learnings and the teachings that you are really looking from the visionary leaders. But I just wish to take this opportunity to congratulate each and every one of you.
And I should say special thanks to the senior visionary leaders, those who are sitting here. And I got myself introduced to few senior leaders, and Dr. Sunil was telling, so A is the person, he is the leader who was taking care of all the activities that are going on from NIO today, from Delhi in the year 60 and 70 itself. So such kind of leaders are here. This is a sustainable chain. This chain is a sustainable science and technology related chain, and I'm so happy, and now I'm feeling so good because now I'm sitting on the shoulders of all the elderly people and I'm just looking at what NIO has done. So it's so easy to sitting on the shoulders of the visionary leaders and to see what had happened in the past and what is happening right at this point of time. But more importantly, I wish to reiterate, when we realize, I want all of you to realize, we are sitting on the shoulders of visionary leaders. Therefore, now we can have clarity, we can have the vision, and now we can plan with more and more confidence for the coming times. And therefore, I would say this is high time that country is looking for water security, energy security, food security, health security, and strategic security. So what NIO can do? NIO should take part in all the 5 securities, both directly and indirectly. So whichever way energy could be harvested, because recently when we visited Norway, I think Dr. Sunil was also with me, they are talking about 5 different layers at which energy could be harvested. So Norway is all around, it's such a small, it looks like a small timepiece. Such a small country, it's all the time playing around the marine situation. And they are able to harvest energy at 5 different levels: solar energy, electrical energy, tidal energy, wind energy, and whatever, geo energy also. So they just call it as 5 different layers of energy, and they get it integrated and they make it to a very, very usable form. Norway is another country where this carbon capture, utilization and sequestration has been done in a fantastic manner. And they are the global leaders, or one among the global leaders, to showcase that carbon capture could be effectively managed, utilized for the real-time applications, having seen all around you. So, such kind of visits and such kind of countries-related learnings that we get, I think you have to get it embedded in this system also. So, India is such a big country. And in this country, I think there is no depth of knowledge or for expertise. Therefore, whichever way you want a kind of collaboration or a learning or a teaching, please feel free to collaborate with the respective capabilities and experts, and you come up with a kind of a new model. Can we think about at least a 2-layer, 3-layer energy harvesting? Can we think about integrating this 1 + 1 + 1 layer initially? Let us not go for the 5-layer at the stage 1 itself. You can think about stage 1, maybe 1 + 1 or 1 + 1 + 1, maybe a 3-layer energy harvesting. Can you think about it? Please start thinking in this direction. When a country has already decided that India should be the global manufacturing hub, who has told? We have agreed. We have made it as again Guwahati Science Declaration. In the India International Science Festival, Honorable Minister of Science and Technology was there. Leaders Conclave was there. 160 leaders across the country participated in that. Principal Scientific Advisor was there. Think tank NIO representatives were there. All the scientific secretaries, all of us were there. At that point of time, all of us, we have signed. Me and Ravichandran, we have signed along with the Honorable Minister and other secretaries in the Guwahati Science Declaration. There we have agreed that all the secretaries and the ministries, we will actually synergize and focus our attention towards one direction by means of which we can make India to become the global manufacturing hub in the coming times. Because quite different from the past, now the national leadership is able to hold enough, strong enough to make a statement that India will become Viksit Bharat in 2047. So it should not go as a statement, it will not go as a statement, and it cannot go as a statement because country believes, the national leadership believes, science and technology, scientists and researchers. So this is one particular time that the country is prioritizing indigenization and Atmanirbharta, and therefore if all of us, if at all we are not able to capture these opportunities, when are we going to make use of all the opportunities? In the history, you just turn the pages of history and find out when only we were able to talk about this kind of indigenization. Of course, we were talking about Swadeshi science movement we were talking about. But you just think about at that point of time, we talked a lot about Swadeshi science movement. We made it as a target. We aimed it, we made it as a goal, all of us made it as a slogan. But at that point of time, India's ecosystem and its infrastructure was not that rich like the way today we have it. So that's why it was a dream, and we were all getting triggered by all the national leaders by way of giving this as a motto and a slogan and an objective and at one point agenda that all of us should have this kind of a Swadeshi science kind of a thought process. But at that point of time, we never had this kind of infrastructure. But today, Indian economy is growing. Indian infrastructure is also growing. We are the third largest economy in the world, and in the population, we are the topmost. Actually, where should be the topmost? Where we should be the topmost? Nature has abundantly blessed us, and therefore we have the maximum number of human, that is manpower or technically skilled manpower, or we can say it is the demographic dividends. It is awesome, beautiful. It is in the superlative degrees. We are number one now, 144 million. Even China is said to be even 141 million. I do not know the exact number, but I was told. Therefore, when we are the topmost with respect to the manpower availability, and when we have the third largest economy, meaning its third largest market size, economy I mean to say the market size, I always tell my CSIR family, if at all you are able to capture Indian market, you have already conquered 1/3 of the world, and therefore every country is looking at India because Indian market is the highest coveted market for every country, any country and every country across the globe. And therefore, when the national leadership at this point of time, during this 2024, 2025, when we are making this kind of a statement that India should become the Viksit Bharat, it cannot remain as a statement. Because now, after giving everything, after making everything available, now the leadership is not demanding, suggesting, and making it as a target. Why should we not accept it? We should voluntarily come out and say that I am here to make it possible. I am here to really make the dream come true. So who will do? The politicians will do, students will do, parents will do, the illiterates will do, or MSME will do, industry will do, R&D community will do, scientists will do. Who will do? Or magicians will do. Who will do? I think it is you and me. We should all do. We should start the silent revolution. We from the scientific fraternity, we should start a scientific revolution to get geared up towards that particular objective by forming a team. We have to expand the team with the like-minded people of teaching community, teachers, students, youngsters, entrepreneurs, MSMEs, startups, industries, then social well-wishers. All people, all of us should form one team, and the team should start working together. And the team nucleation should come from only the scientific fraternity. And especially you from NIO, because you only try to understand, because all the 6 years, I like the logo you have given, understanding, your journey is understanding the kinetics of the sea. So you are trying to understand the sea kinetics, and therefore now your bandwidth is so much, therefore you just take the initiative. You create the nucleation and make a big team and let all of us work towards the same objective. And similarly now, as I told you, now this is indigenization and Atmanirbharta, all of us, you may also think, ma'am, we are yet to start. Many others, they have already traveled several miles ahead. I'm yet to start. How are we going to compete with the available market? How are we going to compete with the international market? I will tell you only one issue, which is the raw material supply chain. But India has now identified that as a grey area, and even for the raw material supply chain, now we are coming up with a lot of announcements as mission projects. You would have heard about the critical metals and minerals mission. Country has clearly told that 31 metals have been already prioritized. So where all these metals are going to go with? All these metals will definitely find themselves as the raw material supply chain value additives. And therefore India, after a particular time, we will not have this as a hampering issue, or this is no longer going to be the bottleneck. So raw material supply chain issues are also getting addressed now. And therefore, this is high time. Please come up with as many technologies as possible. Whatever could be made possible with respect to land. Same thing and much more things are getting, I would say, demonstrated that it is becoming possible. Because once upon a time we thought that metals are available only in the land and they are only available at the mountainside, but now we understood that under the sea has lots of treasures. Honorable Minister will always proudly say India is one country. We are having ownership on a marine system also, which is Indian Ocean. We have an ocean in our name. This ocean has lots of treasures, lot of excitations, lots of great values. Therefore, let us explore and let us extract and let us make use of all the treasures which are available. So who can do? Only NIO family can do. So please explore as many things as possible, whether it is on the earth or under the sea. And also come up with all the explored ideas and explored metals, minerals and the treasure values. You can make this a chemical industry, physical industry, physico-chemical industry, geochemical industry, and also even pharmaceutical industry, nutraceutical industry also. Because you are all the time talking about even phytoplanktons also. Therefore, that's why I said whether it is food security, energy security, water security, healthcare security, all the securities to be very easily monitored, governed, administered by NIO family. Please make use of this great opportunity. Not that many labs will have this kind of a bandwidth. Your bandwidth is so huge. Many times, whenever bandwidth is so huge, we may not be able to understand. So I am making you to understand. You are sitting on a gold mine. You are sitting on the shoulders of visionary leaders. Your bandwidth is so huge. You alone can do many things, not like many other labs can do. And all the visionary leaders, they are, by showing their presence, they are all making it as an affirmative statement that they are ready to travel with you wherever you want them to guide you. Therefore, my NIO family, on this 60th day, please enjoy, celebrate, and have all fun, have scientific funs, and finally come up with a kind of a scientific conclusion that it is CSIR NIO, in the name of CSIR, along with the OAS, along with other ministries and departments, we will definitely hit the target of Viksit Bharat 2047 through indigenization, through Atmanirbharta, and that nucleation and the scientific revolution and the silent revolution, the starting point. Like the way expedition it was the end point for the silent revolution, the starting point should be NIO. Let it be the mantra to you on this 60th birthday celebration. I wish all of you all the very best. Thank you so very much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
It was very fortunate for us to listen to your words of wisdom and for invigorating talk which has put a lot of positive energy in us so that the future of ocean science will go a long way ahead. We will now have the address of Padma Shri Dr. P.S. Goyal, a distinguished scientist in Indian space science, having significantly contributed to both ISRO's advancements in satellite technology and the establishment of India's Ministry of Earth Sciences. I invite Dr. Goyal to deliver his address.
Good morning and happy new year to all of you. DG CSIR, Madam Guruji, my colleagues, Cherish Naik, Director NIO, Sanil Kumari, invited guests, particularly the past directors of NIO, Dr. Desa, Dr. Shetty. I learned a lot from Dr. Shetty in my interactions when I was here. We also have Dr. Nakvi. Dr. Nakvi is fond of ocean, and I can say particularly because at least half of the RC meetings, Nakvi was absent because he was all the time in ocean. And now I asked where is he? I was told that he is in the cruise. So, a lot of senior people are there from NIO family. So, my greetings to all of you. It's really an occasion to celebrate because 60 years of a fruitful, successful organization which is contributing continuously is not very easy. Normally, the organizations start fading away after something like 30 to 40 years. I remember when I was young, there were organizations like HMT, Indian Telephone Industries, National Government Electric Factory and all that. They're all gone. Why? Because see, whenever an organization starts, there is always a visionary behind the organization. And in the following generations, if they don't reinvent, because the nature of the research or nature of the development or nature of the organization changes every 10 15 years. So to keep it updated, it's very important that the so-called reinvention of the organization is a very continuous process. And I'm very happy to say that NIO has been keeping that reinventing itself, and I'm sure it will continuously to do that. Even though NIO is primarily a science laboratory, but in today's setup, there's nothing like pure science or pure engineering. You need engineering for doing science, and you need science to finish the engineering. So it has to be a context. And it is in this context I thought that NIO also, by doing science, has to keep in mind how the changes are taking place in the technology. And particularly the reason is, nowadays, the changes are much faster than they were used to be earlier. Of course, my generation has seen a lot of changes, but particularly what's happening recently, and particularly coming technology waves, they are going to make a difference so fast that the younger generation, sometimes I feel pity for them, that you have to be much more agile than our generation was. You have to agile in the sense you have to really learn a lot. Continuously updation is important. And when we talk of coming waves, there are some like 4 or 5 new coming technology waves. When I say waves, waves means something that makes a very large difference to the lives of the people. You can start with the invention of a wheel or iron or things like mobile or satellite navigation. They change the pattern of life. Similarly, in future, the first one which I am listing essentially is more of a high power laser. This has not much to do with the NIO. It is much more to do with the national defense, because you really see the security perception today. UAVs are very different in the last 10 years, but not more than for next 10 years, because the direct energy weapons will really make the UAVs irrelevant. But the next one, which already started, starting from 2010, but I still feel it is only just tip of the iceberg, is artificial learning and intelligence and machine learning. Particularly from the context of NIO, you have collected so much data, but to derive information, you derive science, you derive new things from there, goes much beyond the our capability to analyze the techniques which we have today. The role of artificial intelligence in that process is going to make a lot of difference, and it is important that you really put some teams, youngsters team, to look at the role, how NIO is going to get benefited in the future. The second technology wave, again, which is going to make a lot of difference in the country, in the world, is going to be the quantum technologies, which includes many, including quantum computers, the quantum techniques for cyber security or national security, even the role of quantum clock. Today, when we talk of the clock stability, either from the medium or season clocks to the 10⁻14 or -15, That is going to be changed by another orders of magnitude once we have the quantum clock. But in the context of NIO, I would say that it will be much more again deriving the information and use of the quantum computers for the purpose of using artificial intelligence. There is going to be a very large difference, and you have to be aware of that. In future, of course, people are taking in navigation. When we started our work in ISRO, we started with floated gyros, then liquid gyros, then came MEMS. And of course now we have the laser gyros, which have got the stability of the something like 0.01 degree per hour drift. But then when we are talking about quantum gyros, people are talking about at least 3 to 4 orders better than that. So these are going to be future, and not all that will be future, maybe next 10 years or so. So this is going to be new things which we have to be open to adopt very fast. The fourth technology is going to make a difference, and particularly in the context of life, very important, is synthetic biology. In fact, you have a role to play much larger in the, let's say, the ocean biology. In fact, yesterday, Dr. Desan and I were traveling together in Cap, and he made a very interesting statement. And he said that ocean is the God created workshop for biology. Rather, he said that the God's workshop for biology. And now it's true. Perhaps people say that the life itself originated from the ocean. Now, the role of synthetic biology is going to be much greater, and particularly when we are talking about creating, let's say, the drugs from the ocean. Now, when you put synthetic biology into that knowledge is going to be an enormous difference. And of course, again, once you start applying quantum techniques to the synthetic biology, things like, people are telling that you will have a designer's baby. You want a baby to have blue eyes or some different color or skin color, you can choose that. So these possibilities are going to happen in next 10 years. And whether we from the ocean can play a role in development of those technologies, particularly let our country not be left behind, and there is a much bigger role in that. So the adaptation technology will definitely affect the science or the outcome of science, which you have to be aware of that. I just want to make this point that the reinventing yourself as an organization is a continuous process. And if you have to keep it relevant for the next 60 years, this process has to continue by itself. It's an occasion, obviously, for all of you to be happy, all of you to be complimented for this great feat that NIO has been so much relevant to the country, so much relevant to the science per se. But to continue to that process, the process of reinventing yourself has to continue. And I'm sure the people at NIO, particularly the younger generation, will do better than our generations have done. With this, I wish you again a very bright future. Compliment you for all that you have achieved, and I hope that maybe the new generations will do much better than what we have done so far. Thank you very much, Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for giving us an overview of the latest technologies that can be implemented. Dr. Shailesh Naik served as the Secretary to the Government of India for the Ministry of Earth Sciences from August 2008 to 2015, and was also the Chair of the Earth System Science Organization. During his tenure, he played a crucial role in advancing research related to climate change, weather services, polar science, and ocean modeling. Dr. Naik briefly served as the interim chairman of ISRO. He was the director at INCOIS, where he established a state-of-the-art early warning system for tsunami, and storm surges in the Indian Ocean. His accolades include prestigious awards such as the Vikram Sarabhai Memorial Award and Special Achievement in GIS Award. Dr. Shailesh Naik's extensive experience and leadership have made him a key figure in advancing scientific research and applications within India's oceanographic and earth science sectors. It is my pleasure to request Dr. Shailesh Naik, Director, National Institute of Advanced Studies, our distinguished speaker of today's event, to deliver the public lecture on Towards Sustainable Blue Economy. Over to you, sir.
Better to see.
Yes.